In today's video, we're going to be continuing with the expressions and idioms series that I'm doing on this channel. We're going to focus on proposals and suggestions in this video. And make sure to check out the other ones that we have already posted on this channel. We're going to start with the proposal ones. In normal conversations, when we want to propose something, we normally say, how about, or what about? So for example, if we don't know what to do today, and I say, how about we have a picnic at the park? Or what about having a picnic at the park? Remember that if a verb comes after these expressions, then we have to put it in ing. For example, how about going to the cinema? Or what about going to the cinema? Or if you have proposed something, at the end you can say, how does that sound? Like, what do you think about that? The next one that we have is, I'm just thinking out loud. That means that you're thinking about something and you're proposing it, but don't take it too seriously because I'm just thinking out loud. So an example would be, I'm just thinking out loud here, but what if we go to Japan this summer? So we would use this expression when it's quite spontaneous. But if you want to say that you've been thinking about something and it's not something spontaneous, you can say, I've been doing some thinking. Like, I've been doing some thinking and I thought that it's best to stay in England this summer so that we can save money. So the difference between I'm just thinking out loud and I've been doing some thinking is that the first one is more spontaneous. Another spontaneous one is, I tell you what, and we use this to propose something in a conversation very spontaneously. So if I say, I tell you what, we can go to Jamaica this year because I've got a friend there and he invited us last month. Some other expressions that we have are, I was wondering. For example, I was wondering, what if we go to China instead? So after we use I was wondering, we normally pause and then continue the sentence. You don't just say, I was wondering, shall we go to Japan? You say, I was wondering, should we go to Japan? And the last one that we have is what if? I think that this is quite an easy one, and you use it at the start of a sentence. What if we go to France instead? Now imagine that you have proposed a lot of ideas and you've given up. You say, take it or leave it, we're going to France. Or like it or lump it, we're going to France. It's not really an expression that you would use at work. You would use it with your partner, your family maybe, and your friends. So it's not something you would say in formal context. You're basically saying that there isn't another option. Like it or lump it, I'm going to Japan. If you don't want to come, then you can stay here. And a nicer way of saying it is, that's my last offer. So that is the last offer that I'm going to make. For example, if I'm selling something online, I can say, it costs £80. That's my last offer. You can say, the ball is in your court, which means that you are the one who is in control now, so it's your decision. I have said that it costs £50, so the ball is in your court. you have to decide whether you want to buy it or not. So now let's imagine that I'm going to buy a house with my boyfriend, and we're looking at all these different options. But the majority of them are too expensive, so I'm going to propose some ideas. How about we go for 2 bedrooms instead of 3? What about moving to a less central area? I've just seen one for £200,000 and it's a 2-bedroom apartment in the city centre. How does that sound? I'm just thinking out loud here, but what if we buy a more expensive house and rent out one of the rooms? I've been doing some thinking. I think I would prefer to have a small garden and live on the outskirts and commute to work rather than living in a flat in the city centre and being able to walk to work. I was wondering, how much would it cost in petrol to drive 30 minutes a day? We're going to have to spend more than £200,000, like it or lump it. We're going to have to spend that amount of money, take it or leave it. I've narrowed it down to 3 properties, so now the ball's in your court. Choose which one you prefer. The estate agent said that the owner said that was his last offer. So we're going to have to think about what we're going to do. What if we continue renting for a year and think about it in a year's time? So in this video we have learnt a lot of expressions that we use for proposals and suggestions. I really enjoy making these videos because they're expressions that I really use in my day-to-day life, and I think they can help you so that you don't always use the same structures and expressions when you speak in English. I tell you what you can do now is you can write down in the comment section one of the expressions that you have learnt today, and what if you write an example with them? And then I can correct your sentences. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure that you check out the other idioms videos that I have made and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because that really helps. Thank you, and I'll see you in another video.